I, as a good brother, started easing him back into an alcohol addiction. So,
You know what, Vinny?
right? Don't do that.
It's not
On the
really an
podcast.
alcohol addiction, but
Well,
I haven't drank in about
no,
2
yeah,
years.
yours definitely is not. Mine is
Yeah.
another subject.
I hadn't drank in about 2 years, and then the first time I started, I drank anything. I was here. I was here. And,
Yeah,
I
gave you a
hadn't
beer.
eaten all day. Actually, I didn't realize this till the end of the day. But I drank 2 beers, and I was like,
And I do want to say this. I did
was
not know he
gone.
hadn't eaten the whole day.
I didn't
yet.
pay attention
Like,
to that
yeah.
either.
Oh my god. No. Fucking like
2
her
beers got
first
me.
drink after the baby and all that.
Taken.
Oh,
Because she was missing that shit during the pregnancy.
Oh yeah,
She was
we went to
she
Max
wanted
and Irma's, and keep in mind she was breastfeeding for a while.
Yeah, you
So
can't for a while.
I think we went to it was Max and Irma. No, not Max and Irma's.
Was it? Is that a restaurant?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a place up in Ashland. Ruby Tuesdays.
Okay,
Ruby
I was about to
Tuesdays.
say you're losing us, man. You're losing
And
us.
I got a drink.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was. It was a mixed drink, but it had a lot of booze.
Was
in
it like the cartoons where the smell lines went over to her side of the table and her butt lifted out of the seat? She started floating over to the drink.
Almost. Because
Right.
she saw it, they put it in front of me, she's kind of leaned in looking at it, and I take a drink of it and I'm like, I don't really like that. Do you want it? And I ordered something else, and she took 3 drinks. And I'm not talking big ass gulps. I'm talking 3 mixed drink sips.
Oh shit!
And she was lit. It was hilarious.
When you
Yeah,
take
shit.
time off, I had been drink, I had a good fair share of drinking a little bit since I've been 16, and then 2 years without it, and then drink 2 beers without even eating.
That's an interesting subject for serious shit, guys. Welcome to our podcast. Come on. This is as good a place as
That's a
any.
good segue.
My name is Vincent Herman, Vin The Human.
James Odle, Alpha Spectre.
And joining us regularly in the stead of I almost called him Bobbert Collins.
Bob Bollins.
Boba Fett is.
Travis Sermon, Dr. T. Neal.
But yeah, anyways, that's an interesting subject to take us in. Is when did we start drinking?
For me, I did not start drinking until I was 19.
Gavin parties.
No.
Was it Gavin parties?
No, it wasn't Gavin parties. Gavin parties didn't start happening until we were all legally able to drink.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like it was because I was totally going on beer runs at that time. Yeah.
No, I started drinking when
'Cause I was
married.
I feel like Gavin parties started before I was living there, but I took them to the next level. I started a strip
there
beer
for
pong
a good
league
bit of
that
it.
went for a few months after I moved out.
Yeah.
So
Some crazy shit did
What
happen
is it? Yeah.
at those parties.
Oh,
yeah, I was
yeah.
all about. I was okay. To quote My Chemical Romance, I had really been on a bender and it showed. Yeah.
No, I started drinking because I was married.
Respectable though. I mean,
Oh,
you're
yeah,
an adult
well,
and everything.
Because
Given-
I was married.
Given what you were married to and the fact that the Pound had nothing else to offer, you
I just
you had
thought
a
That's
reason.
fair.
Yeah.
I forgot.
And I tell everyone this, when
By
I
the way-
dated her and when we were married, she looked good. And I can pull up pictures to prove that.
I have a memory, and I went to high school with both of you, and are you sure you weren't drinking at that time?
I'm sure. Okay. She looked better then than she does now. That's for goddamn sure.
I'll give you that.
When did you start drinking, man?
Oh, shit.
You were
Okay.
6 months old?
Well, the family tree would have you think that. No, okay, well,
When did you
alright.
first try?
My first sip, I was gonna say my first drink. All I remember is being outside of a motel. This is what I remember. We were outside a motel. I was really young.
Escalated.
I was in the front seat of the car, the driver's side seat of the car. Obviously we were parked. Everyone was outside the car. I was probably fucking around or whatever. And for whatever reason, my dad gave me my first sip of beer. And I remember it being disgusting. Like, I know I spit it out. I couldn't tell you what the taste was. I was just like, but, taste buds change. I want to say that I really started drinking around 15. Could have been 14. I wouldn't argue with that. But I want to say it was 15. Because, like, I know when we were... And this gets a little deep. Oh, sorry if serious shit gets a little serious. Again. Because I remember when we were visiting Dad in Athens.
Oh, right.
Like, after the split and after the custody battles and shit like that.
Remember, like, going out there, like, twice.
Yeah, I know I was drinking, like, heavily with the guys. Our buddy T. Griffith.
Yeah.
And L. McLaughlin.
Yeah.
McLaughlin. So, like, I've never known how to say it.
McLaughlin, you're right.
Yeah, McLaughlin. Okay, yeah. That's yeah. And we used to do, like, I have this vivid memory of us, like, and we were definitely, like, 15, 16, sitting in the kitchen. We've got the radio, and I brought all these CDs, and they're wrestling CDs, and they're theme music, and we're playing Guess That Theme Music. And then all of a sudden, we're like, I'm fucking bored, what do you guys want to do? And we're like, why don't we go up the bike trail, which is supposed to be haunted in Athens. Like,
done it a couple times, though.
Yeah, we had done it a couple times before. We're never drunk.
Oh, I remember the story now.
And we stole bikes. We stole we stole like 4 or 5 bikes. We brought them back to where they belonged to, I think. Like, I was drunk, and they were drunk. But I remember, like, we could only, like, it was so dark, we could only see the person in front of us. And luckily, I was behind T. Griffith. Right. And, like, he had a white shirt on. Because I remember this. Because I remember hearing sounds off to the side, and I was afraid because I was like, oh shit, I'm not paying attention where I'm going. And I look, and there's Travis's white shirt. Oops. He's not going to care that I mentioned any of this, I don't think. Yeah, and then we went up, and apparently T. Griffith, just in case, had heard about this party. And that was like the huge motivator. We had to take this bike path to get to this party in like suburban Athens, and we started driving around. He thought it was this street, and he thought it was this street, and we kept going until like we were like, well, it's fucking like 3 a.m. There's no way we're finding this party, so we drove back. It was like one of the nights we had in Athens. So like it was definitely at least 14 or 15. Like I started drinking, actually, and there have been like spurts in between. There have been moments. This wouldn't necessarily count as a moment in between drinking, but recently I switched to just buying Bacardi. Like whether it was the spiced rum or the black, it doesn't matter because they're all $10 now. Not to enable anybody, but there's a buy for you. Yeah, and this is the 5th. I believe this is the 5th bottle. They dropped prices twice, and now it's $10. So for a few weeks, I was like, that's what I was buying instead of beer. And then I was like, well, I need a little extra because this isn't lasting me like it was. And so I bought a couple bottles of the 16-ounce aluminum cans of a Budweiser, and that first Budweiser was just... It was magical. It was as soon as it touched my lips, I felt like I was fucking home. It like washed over me. Like, I mean, seriously, it like washed over me. I was like, this is why you started drinking. This feeling right here. And the buzz took quick. I didn't fight it. And I probably wasn't eating much that day. I actually just realized that I haven't been eating enough. So, like, I was like, holy shit, you've been skipping meals, dude. You should start eating. So, yeah, that's me and my relationship with beer.
I'd say
from 15 up to once I get reunited, and it feels so good.
I'd say about the first time that I ever tried alcohol, I'm pretty sure I was about 8 years old. Because nobody was around, and I was like,
about the time?
Yeah, nobody was around. I was like, huh?
Was it Dad?
No, we were living in an apartment complex where we first moved to this town. The first apartment complex.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I was there. Maybe someone.
Was it one of Earl's beers?
No, there was a bottle of 151 in the freezer. I got the idea to put it in the shot glass and try it.
Oh my
I was
God,
all hyped up. I threw up instantly. And I never touched it again until I was about 16.
Wait a minute. You were 8. How old were you when we moved to this town?
Okay, yeah, we are gonna have to do some math on that.
Because
it might not have been 8.
I moved in the 8th grade.
So that would have been like 14.
So 14 minus 5.
We're minus 5.
About 9.
Yeah,
maybe 10. Maybe 10. We might have lived there for a while.
Alright, so maybe you just like maybe it wasn't 8, maybe it was 9, but still, yeah. So
I threw up instantly.
I remember not too long into us living in Wayne Hills, the apartment that we lived in. We don't have to keep that. We don't live there anymore, so yeah, nobody can fuck with us there. Yeah. And they don't have the apartment number anyways, or the letter.
I just assumed we don't say what town this is, right?
Oh no, we've talked about it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We've put our shame on Front Street.
Then when I was about 16,
and it was what I was gonna say. Pretty early into us living there, Mom got a mini fridge. Maybe you were the motivator.
Maybe.
Mom got a mini fridge for her bedroom. Yeah, so maybe you were.
No, that couldn't have been it because that was the only time I touched it until I was like 16 or so.
Yeah, but do you remember cleaning up the vomit? And maybe Mom was marking.
No, I puked in the toilet and. I flushed it, and she never said anything.
If nothing else,
nobody ever really.
Maybe
knew.
Mom was marking her booze, or maybe there was a problem with her and Earl drinking each other's.
I would say. I didn't touch it again until I was about 16, though, and I was hanging out with buddies and everything. We were bored, hanging out in the attic, telling ghost stories and shit, and we find a little bit of Jägermeister. Earlier that day, we had heard about Cheerios being called donut seeds. So we bring the donut seeds upstairs, and we're throwing them into a shot glass, taking shots of Jägermeister, and didn't do a whole lot.
You couldn't find some fucking quarters?
No, we wanted to mess with donut seeds, okay? You have not lived until you played with donut seeds. A lot of those drunken escapades led into more and more like crazy stuff. Like I've played. Have you guys ever heard of Morton's List?
No.
Okay.
I remember this.
This is
I know
game.
This is the thing.
We use the online, like an app version, but basically you roll the dice and it tells you on your turn. It tells you what basically you have to do. Just to give you an example, we filled up a backpack full of beer and we started walking around Estville because this could get, I don't want anybody to really know exactly. But we started walking around and we started playing this game, and one of us had to burn something in public. We burned a phone book in the middle of the road, and then another time someone had to climb on top of a public building, and they got on top of the elementary school and was going, oh! Like, it was something we probably should have never done, but...
I remember you telling me these stories, and...
but it's crazy.
And I'm man enough to admit this is after I hadn't yet realized that the party had ended.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I tried to revive, I was trying to get this shit going with other people.
The Morton's List was after I graduated high school and everything.
Yeah, it just didn't work out for me the way that... I think we had, one successful party, but it never left the house where we played Morton's List.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can get wild. That game, if you've never played it, check it out.
Yeah. It was, all of your stories, were... fucking fun, old school shit, for sure.
Crazy ones. Now I'm happily in a relationship and everything.
Yeah.
Been together a long time. We actually met once for a little while in marching band a long time ago. We started working together just about 3 years ago, and we started talking about how we were in marching band. We kind of just we didn't ever talk. But now, we have a kid together and everything. And
yeah, see, I didn't even know that you guys were in marching band together. And
yeah,
shit.
She was in color guard, and then her mom moved her out of the school after a week later.
I know the secret breakfast origins,
right?
But I didn't know the
drummers and color guard. It's a thing that happens.
Yeah. I would say I regret never being in the band. If it wasn't for the fact that I tried to be in the band several times, and it just... there was a little hate against me. I'm not going to go into it, especially out of respect for the deceased. But I was never allowed to join the band.
Well,
I'm surprised you got in.
Well, My band director, the same one, one time he told me that funk is nothing but pure sex.
Oh yeah,
he was funky.
He was awesome.
How did I not get in?
Like, I don't know.
The wife.
That's the devil herself.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. Because like I went on a band trip with you guys one time. Like I don't even know. I don't remember how I got myself into this. I know I talked my way into it.
You got brought as a helper.
Yeah, and I had to talk my way into that.
Yeah.
Like this is the secret origins of my sales career. Like I had to talk my way into this trip, and I talked my way in, and like I basically did nothing during the entire. And it wasn't like that I didn't want to do it. There's nobody told me to do anything.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I saw her, because she came onto the bus, and it was always those.
I love this.
And it was always the first thing that flashed in my mind when I saw her, because she was smiling and bright-eyed. And you know that picture of the devil where it's like, that, like cheeks up to
devilish
his fucking
and energetic.
Cheeks up to the fucking ears and eyes wide as fucking sin. And
like he's about to shove his flaming pitchfork up your ass.
If you painted her face red, I wouldn't have known the difference for sure.
Yep.
And like ever since then, I called her the devil's wife.
The devil's wife. Huh?
And it wasn't a dig on her husband. It was like I was like
the best way to fit her into the title.
If the devil married anyone. And she was I don't care. She was a cunt. Yeah. Like I don't care to say it. I hated her. I even went to I think I went with you to their house once, and I didn't see her but the first time we entered. She avoided the entire interaction. Yeah. And we sat there and we had this conversation with her husband and everything. Like he paid more attention to you than he did to me. But
fun fact, they were my parents-in-law.
Yeah. Like without saying names or anything. He was married into the. And this was post-wedding that I was at the house. Yeah.
But fun fact, that's another reason.
But from what I found out was that she hated me, so he had to, which I thought never alleviated my tensions towards him, because I was like, she hates me, so you had to. No, fuck that. At the same time, I get where everyone else has their respect for him. I never got into band though, and I wanted that because I wanted to go to band camp.
It was a different path.
Like I was hung out with the band though. Like I was there at practices. I was like, everyone I knew was in band.
I only joined band because my friends were in it.
Right, that's why I tried to join band, because all these guys were in it.
And now I have a slight career in music, but basically I only joined. And now I've learned ever since then.
It's funny.
It was something to do outside of having to do homework.
Out of the 5 people I hung out with that were in band, I'm only friends with 2 now.
Yeah.
It does happen.
The drum line I'm tight with, but the rest of them, it's it depends.
Drum line seems to be tight no matter, across the board, because I know their drum line is still
It's one of those things band gives you so many experiences. I'll be honest, I've fucked more band geeks than non-band geeks.
I've fucked more bar whores than anyone. So
it's what do you say there?
Yeah, that's.
I feel like.
No, well, they're not girls that you have to pay for outside of the drinks that you spend money on.
Yeah, I mean, we've all had our promiscuous stages.
Yes, yep. You and me have shared a few.
Shared a few promiscuous.
Well, I think there's a couple we all 3 shared. At least one.
Okay, let's start with that. Why not?
There's at least one person that we all 3.
Disclaimer. I'll do the disclaimer as the host or whatever. I don't fucking care. I don't feel like there is a host on serious shit.
No, really.
For sure. Sort of my podcast. I'm the director on that shit for sure. But here it's whatever happens. Anyways, disclaimer. Fucking Odle happily married. Couldn't ask for a better fucking part. I was at the wedding party recently and just watching. Usually I'm on my phone when shit bores me. And I put down my phone and I watch them play this game with these shoes. Like, someone yells out, like, who does the dishes the most? And, like, they have to raise the shoe of the person they think it is. Like, he's got one of hers and he's got one of his and opposite. And it was just fucking entertaining to me to watch them play this game. Like, how many they got, like, so specifically right, like, about each other. And then they had this other game where you had to fill out this fucking card, like, what you, like, know.
Yours was my fucking
I couldn't take it seriously. I couldn't. Like, so I skipped a ton of the fucking questions, but I answered the ones that I found the most funny to answer, and I was so sarcastic the whole time. Yeah, but just, like, you know, awesome fucking relationship. Definitely, like, couldn't be,
watching them, you tell how happy they are.
Couldn't like peg a better fucking couple for sure. Okay. And Travis, you are a dedicated man to a dedicated woman. You guys are doing a lot of fucking work right now.
Oh yeah.
And the changes are obvious. You guys were both over here just the other day.
Yeah.
And yeah, I can see it. Like. You're
got her to come over and hang out.
Yeah, you guys are in a good relationship. I fucked up and I called her accidentally
a different name.
Yeah, a different name. I won't say what name. I was thinking of a different person that I'm sure was thought of in that moment. But still, like I've been.
We both understand.
Again, I'd been drinking all day,
and we were talking about a different person, anyways.
Yeah. We were talking about the podcast at the time. We were talking about someone who used to be on the podcast.
That shares the same name as a name we don't want to say.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It just so happens that's who we're talking about.
Oh.
That is not one that I.
No. That is not a.
I've had like run-ins, some weird run-ins. One time at Gavin's house it was really weird.
Like,
but never anything that happened.
Maybe you, me, and
see,
can we say JW? Can we say a first name or a last name? Can we say
let's
avoid
names. We'll just stick with initials and hope we know who each
the
other.
Trinity, as we used to be.
I don't know if he has.
It only came close to the fucking party. I'll tell you that much for sure. I can't say whether it went any further after that, but I know that I spent that night trying to keep it from happening because it was a bad idea.
Yeah. But I could count at least probably 4 girls that have, I don't know if it was intentional, if it's because of our name, they know we're brothers. They have hit us up. Or
at this point, with the number that's involved, I'm going intentional. Has to be.
Right?
Yeah.
Just because they're like, I'm going to get with one, I
can
probably get with the other one.
I'll let you guide this one, just because my memory fucking sucks because of drinking. And we've already established 2. We know 2. There's my big ex, the darkness of my life,
right?
And there was a little there was no sex.
No.
Yeah, on your part.
But really drunk, and got messages and stuff, and I eventually was like,
"You're like, yeah,
shut this down." I was like, this
I've been there.
I was like, this is fucked up. So let's not even.
So it took a certain turn, but it ended quickly and shit. So there's that one.
Yeah,
there's one that
was during a drinking phase, but the other one was kind of just I know yours was maybe years before I had ever talked to her, but it was after
oh, this is JW.
Yeah, after she was single. We went to school together. We were hanging out, and it just sort of happened.
Yeah.
And then it happened again, but anyways, not recently. It happened a couple times around that time, and just ended up just being a little phase or whatever. Yeah. Maybe I was a rebound or whatever, but I feel like probably.
I don't think he knows about that.
Yeah, he does. He talked to me about it.
Oh,
and,
okay.
He was like.
You never said anything.
I think it's because we weren't very close. He's like, it's whatever, basically.
Yeah,
I was like,
maybe.
I was like, cool, man. I mean, it's over anyways.
It ended our friendship.
Right.
It ended his friendship for sure.
Did he punch you in the face?
No, he said I should punch you in the face, but then he said some other stuff. I can't remember.
I took a risk. For me, when he found out about me and her, and my situation was a little more fucked up, at the same time not totally fucked up, because they were apart, and he had been with 2 or 3 chicks by that time.
Jesus.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. By the time that I got, and it wasn't a plan. he was gone. He was out of town or whatever. I think it was like Myrtle Beach, and she came over, and like me and her had been friends. Like I was in the in between, and that was the established thing. Like I ran messages from her to him, even though he and her were talking online. Like I was still like for some reason the in between, and shit. And like I hadn't disconnected friendships with either of them. And she came over and shit to bring some of his shit over, and then like she was talking about all her shit, and just kind of fucking happened. So yeah, that ended our relationship. But I took a fucking risk because the day he found out, he was texting me and I was at work.
Oh yeah.
He was like, "Don't fucking come home," and blah blah. And I was like, "I fucking have to come home."
Yeah.
And like I got my kids covered. Like I'm coming home. I was like, if you're gonna do anything, you have all the right to. Like I understand, but like I'm begging you, don't do it in front of my kids.
Yeah.
I was like, I think we both know you can kick my ass. I was like, he was like I even told him, I was like, I'll put up a fight. You're not walking away without a scratch, but like, you're gonna fucking whoop my ass for sure.
And he totally, you can't blame him because you totally understand. But I mean, I didn't know he was like with a bunch of other chicks in between that time.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, he and a bunch of other chicks since.
So then it's like it's just more of like I don't even know.
Yeah, it was all around
an emotional turmoil.
Nobody in that situation looked good.
But then I know one girl that you have been with that had tried to talk to me.
Yeah.
Tried to like
this
lure
was
me
my
in, maybe because of similar interests and my name. But I never gave her
This is the girl that like I was messing around with up until recently and stuff. Like I can't say that it ended, but I don't know if it's still going on. Like it's one of those things.
It may happen again.
But she expressed like want for you at one point for sure.
I didn't give her any reason to have that though.
Right.
Trust me, like
yeah.
I didn't really talk to her much at all or nothing, and she just kind of like hovered around the bar.
Right.
I guess.
Done.
Like, I was hanging out with the same people.
Like I don't know. Around the time, it wouldn't have been a good thing to talk about. Like not like we've never been at odds.
There's nothing really to say because there's nothing.
Yeah, we've never been like fuck you, man. Like fuck, she's into me. Like no, it's never been like one of those. Even when I found out about the big one, like when I found out about it, when she told me about it, I was ready to drive over to the house and like fucking at least shove you into a wall or something. But like I let it sink in and shit, and like I let it go pretty quickly and stuff.
That's kind of what the same thing has got me into promiscuous situations that were so stupid. Is drinking.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And that was what I was doing at times. I was drinking like a motherfucker.
To quote a movie we both love, Stealing Harvard, booze. Oh, a bad scene.
Yeah. So I guess we've had a kind of a Brothers Grimm with some ladies that are attracted to the name, I suppose.
I think I don't know if it's the name, I think it's looks. Like, we get confused for each other a lot.
Yeah.
Like, especially since these beard days have taken over.
Yeah.
Like, for sure.
I've went down now, though. I
you've trimmed down.
I've got it down to, like, about your length, I'd say, and then I trimmed it back to like more of his length, kept that for a while, and now I'm done with this.
And now you got the short hair, and I got the longer hair.
Right.
What the hell?
I try to cut my hair as much as I can.
Yeah, I usually keep a short cut. Like recently I've been doing the whole like slicked back, pompadour type fucking. No, like it looks like a pompadour now, but like usually it's fucking like totally slicked back.
So, do you guys get your hair cut from other people, right?
Mm-hmm.
I could have said that more.
I was having Becky.
So you guys have other people touch your hair?
I was having Becky, Bob's wife, do mine, and then for me it felt awkward. Like
a friend.
I don't know if it was like she was begrudgingly doing it after a while, but like it just felt like it wasn't lining up right. And I always felt weird like asking. The last time I had a cut, it was another friend's wife. And she did a great job, and I was very happy with it. But, like, again, it's just my thing. Like, I'm awkward asking for it. Like, they brought up doing the haircut.
Oh, right.
They asked me if I wanted to come out that day to get the haircut.
Right.
Like, so if they bring it up again, I'll do it. Until then, I don't know. Like, and if it goes so far, I'll just cut it all off. Because I'm not skilled enough to do anything with it. I'll just cut it all off and go bald beard.
Yeah, you've
For
done
sure.
it before, man.
Yeah, I've done it before. I'm not afraid. Like, I get bored of my hair, so like facial or like up top. I get bored and I want to try something different all the time.
Haircuts started costing about like $15 for me, so eventually I just went ahead and got a pair of
That's
clippers.
beer money, dude.
I went
That's
ahead
beer
and got
money.
a pair of clippers, and so I've been doing my own hair.
It's not
for
that
about
they
2 years now.
don't deserve it. Like if I could
I can't say
pay,
it's amazing.
if I could pay Becky $10, if I could pay this other chick $10, like absolutely, like that's what I was paying at the other place. But like if they're offering,
Instead, that goes to the whores.
Well, I don't sleep with fucking whores. That's not what I was saying.
I don't know.
And I don't do that anymore. Like I tried to hit that scene.
I don't pay women for money anymore.
One time, a girl told him
Here's
she
the
wanted
thing.
to show him her bat cave.
Wait, no.
what?
No, okay, that's all right. I dated a stripper for a few months, or well, not for a few months, for a few weeks. Yeah, and it all started at a party, like great party too. By
You
the
didn't
way.
know
Like,
she was a stripper then.
but yeah, I didn't know she was. Actually, it didn't really start there. It was like the first moment I got like kind of an inkling that she was into me, but I lost track of her during the party.
Oh right.
But like we'd stop. Like
Was it a Gavin party?
No. This was at a different party. Like this was like still up in the Sciotoville area, and like this guy was notorious for having his parties. But like yeah, I went to this party. Like she was there. Like we ran into each other. It was a whole like we had known each other from the fam house. If you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. We'd known each other from the fam house. Like mixings here and there. And I think she'd been to a couple of the Gavin parties. But it was like, hey, how are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. We were talking. She's like, I got this new tattoo. It's my back. It's
you
why
guys
I'm
were
calling
dressed,
it my
it was
back
like
cave.
Halloween, right?
Yeah, and I think I was Superman,
And she was
and
like
she was
Batgirl.
Batgirl. And she pulls down her fucking pants to show me this like above badge tattoo of the bat symbol. And I think there was like something else to it. Maybe it was like bright colored or something. But like she brought it down so far to like the beginning of the crease. Like yeah. And I was like, you don't do that by accident and shit. And like shortly, not long after, like we were hanging out together personally, and fucking like I started dating her. And I will say this.
She said though when she showed you that she wanted to show you her back cave, right?
Yeah. That was the line. Like
And
she's
that's
like,
what
yeah, it's
kicked
why
it off.
like she's like, yeah, it's why I call it my bat cave. Now you want to see it? And I was like, sure. I was a little confused. I was like, whatever. And then boom.
There it was.
And I was like, cool. Then, again, I lost track of her at the party. I ended up with another girl that night. Couldn't tell you her name. Barely remember her face. Found out later she was a virgin. Yeah, right?
She wasn't anymore.
Yeah, she's not anymore, for sure. That was an awkward night.
God, like I don't have hardly any good stories compared to what you guys have.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's not the best thing, you know.
And another one of these parties, I ended up with a hairdresser who liked to who really liked to be choked and needed a finger in her ass.
Oh God!
Yeah, and again, you know, I'm not trying to get any girl pregnant or anything, but we'd gone without protection, and things were so intense. They were so like violent and like intense and shit. And so I was about to, and I was like, I'm inside her. I gotta get her out. And so I kind of like not realizing my own strength threw her off, and I threw her into the wall above the headboard.
Oh damn!
She hit her fucking head. And I stayed the night. And the next morning, I forgot my jacket, and she never gave it back to me. I lost a really cool leather jacket.
I think I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah. So these are just some of my stories and shit. Yeah.
Best I got is I made a chick travel 4 states to get it.
I remember that. I remember commenting on that.
That's pretty good.
And I was like, damn, dude, for sure.
It happens though. I was working with a girl who's like, man, I just went like three. I can't remember how far it was. She went really far and was like, you know, bragging about it. I was like, why don't you just, you know, keep working? Now talk about that. She's like, what? You've never traveled this far to go get something? I was like, I've never had to. But you had them come to you.
I've
so
never traveled far to get any, and I had a few girls during a certain span of time, and the living situation was just not acceptable for it, and so like I kept like trying to push it. until like it worked, and then it just like they fizzled out. So
rooming with other people is the like when you share a bedroom with someone else, that makes shit so fucking awkward.
When you're sleeping on a couch, like it doesn't, because they wouldn't agree to car sex. That was the thing. Like for a while, like for a good moment, car sex was the way I was getting it. And I had to get creative too, because I was like, the first few times was experimental. I was like, this is new to me. I got to find a way to make this work so it's attractive for future car sex generations.
I just remembered all kinds of shit.
Oh yeah, I just like a flood of that last one you mentioned. We did it to the entire Highly Suspect soundtrack.
That's a good album. That's why we're like, this chick showed me this band. I was
so
like, it's a good band.
Fucking great for that. Oh, it was very hot too, and so we got really sweaty.
God.
I've been in some awkward situations with people around there.
That was a good time.
I've ended up doing it in a pool where the other people were doing it. We're all doing it in the pool. Like,
you have never had pool sex. That's a fucking bucket list.
It's horrible.
It sucked.
Pool.
Really?
Just like
I haven't had it, but like pool sex, there's no lube, Vinny.
I disagree with shower sex too, because it's the same exact thing.
Now, shower sex can work as long as you don't have the water going directly down there.
Right.
I want to say this. I don't know if I should say this. I'm going to say this,
you
and
said
then afterwards, you guys should tell me if I should cut it out. The one that you had slept with a few times, and then eventually slept with me, and I did a really long-spanning friendship. During that time, she came over and we did it, and she said she'll meet me in the shower later. I thought shower sex. She came and she washed me.
Whoa, that's wild.
Yeah, it was cool too.
That sounds intimate.
It was really intimate, and that's why it was cool. It wasn't like a fucking master slave type thing. Like you washed me.
I've had.
It was really cool. I've never. I can't say I've never had a woman wash me. I think my big ex, I think we had that for sure. But this one I definitely remember.
It's interesting.
That makes me sound so shitty because I was with that other chick for like 10 years. But
it's weird having that happen.
People make you hate them so much that you forget nice things.
You go and you're going in there like you're expecting.
And it was one of the cute. It was a fucking standing shower. It wasn't a tub. So I was like, I'm gonna have to work my magic in here. I was plotting it out while I was showering. She came and she washed my back, and I was
like, that's how this shit started out. And then she worked a little more magic than just washing me, and we moved things along. But yeah, it was different because she just started so gentle and innocent,
right?
And then it went to that, and that's still one of the hottest things ever. And then we move things along, and we can't even fuck.
And now I will say this. For my whole spanning history of the women I've been with. I'm not going to release the official number on this podcast, but most women would think it's gross. And I will say that I have been tested a few times regularly. I have nothing. So, anyways, there was once I posted on Facebook just to prove it because some bitch was running around saying it.
I forgot about
that. Number 4 was running around saying I had some shit. And no, it was because I was shaving for her and my body wasn't used to it, so there was a rash.
Yeah, if you shave and it's not just like my fucking neck even, I get bumps, That's kind of the reason I grew a beard, so I could avoid shaving.
The best I feel like the best I ever had was the stripper. There's something to be said for that profession. For sure. Puts it this chick, and nowadays she's married, she has kids and stuff. That guy's
I'm friends with her dad.
You could tell.
Pretty good friends with her dad.
You could tell that this is just one of those women who really enjoy sex. It's one of those things in life that makes it worth living for them. And so it's not I was the thing at the time. I'm not saying she was just looking for another bed to occupy. And most of the times it happened at her house. So it wasn't one of those things. It was just I was the guy. Maybe I would have ended up being a relationship for her. Maybe that's what she was looking towards. like you could just tell this woman loved sex. Like it was one of those things in life for her, and that shined through and was well appreciated.
The Brothers Grimm.
The Brothers Grimm
stories, man.
What's one of the what's one of the strangest reasons that you didn't get to go all the way?
Is this all like? Is it all on me now?
No, like making a
great question. I'm
what was the strangest reason I didn't get to have sex with someone? Wow, that's a really
There's really been nothing wrong in that.
And we're cutting our time here. We may go into a serious shit plus here, like
a super serious shit.
Serious shit after dark.
Serious shit nights.
Just running up the time with titles. Oh shit, man. Do you have one?
No, anytime.
No, do you have one
I've ended
that
up
you
doing
can tell while I do this?
I have one.
Okay, you do this while I think about mine, which essentially means I won't be listening.
It's only ever happened the one time. Like there's apparently a reason, but I'm not sure. It wouldn't fit.
Oh, kudos to you, brother.
It wouldn't fit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like there was a lot of other crazy shit that happened that night, but it wouldn't fit.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you guys just had to like give up.
Like I can think of all
like it's like a downer. Like,
for some reason, all my my weirdest stories are popping up right now. There's one that involves me and you.
Yeah.
That
was an interesting night.
That was an interesting night. That was the first time I'd ever done it in that type of situation where, like,
same here.
I'm doing it with a chick next to a couple that's doing it
in a room that I shared with someone, and like I'm in my bed on this side of the room. Like there's dressers and shit dividing the room. And
I mean, okay, like I've done it.
As far as like the same bed, it's only been the one.
Yeah,
time.
We were in the same fucking bed.
It was like talking like
you guys
big
brothers.
It was like a pocket orgy. Like, you're really simplified, basic.
You guys are
4 people
bros in ways that me and my bro.
Like before this, like I'd been a part of a Devil's Three-Way, and then the last series.
I've heard of that.
Or not the last series shit. The one before, episode 5. Me and Bob were talking about how me and him almost went that distance. Devil's Three-Way, fucking wet high fives all around.
He could have been one of the brothers with us.
Yeah. No, but that was like I've done it in the same room as there were people in there, but it was presumed that they were asleep. Like situation before that. Shit. Weirdest reason I didn't get to have sex. Fuck. Like what was I'm trying to think of like my letdowns, like my conquest that failed. Go for it,
I
Chaz.
know one.
Go for it.
And I guess it's pretty sad, but I'm gonna tell it anyways because I just thought of it. A big relationship I was in. I don't think I was drinking. No, it was during the time we were partying and stuff. And I'd say it's like after the party, we lay down, we're like rubbing on each other, I guess, or whatever, making out.
Yeah.
And there's been a couple times where I passed out while making out and in the middle of doing it one time. And I was like, I guess that didn't stop us from starting it. But I was fucking exhausted. And that would be the weirdest and worst reason I've never not went all the way.
I
passed out.
Oh my god! Like I'm sitting here cycling through so many things. Like I've been a part of so many like next level situations. There was a time when I was sleeping with a chick and her best friend at the same time. And there was one time we threw a party in a basement and I got them to make out on camera. Like make out and do all sorts of like.
Was that the party we had in the basement? Or
were you there for that?
There's a Halloween party
was
in the basement.
No.
That's the only one I could do.
No.
So
this is when
after that?
This is when there was a bed in the basement.
Not our basement.
On High Street.
Oh.
Yeah.
So it was our basement.
well, it was Mom's basement.
Yeah.
All right, I've revealed.
But no,
that makes me sound really fucking pathetic. Anyways, like I got these chicks to make out, and I was sleeping with them at the same time, and the one of them ended up leaving me with the guy that she's married with now. I'm like a good luck Chuck For serious.
I thought
like,
about that a couple
I
times.
like maybe I blocked out a memory where I was cursed by like a 14-year-old goth chick at some point. But
I can see that
like,
happening to you.
so many of the chicks that I've been with have gone on to have successful, happy
You
marriages.
should just start a service.
Same.
Right?
Like
They just get married in the
But
next
it was
one
like,
they're in.
like pretty much, yeah, like right after me, it was like on to the next guy, and then that was the one that stuck. Shit, so many of them too. Yeah, wow. Anyways, I guess there have been a few opportunities at the right three-way, the one you'll want to be a part of. The two ladies on, one that involved two sisters that kind of fell apart. Turns out
That's
was
gross
all
on their part.
yeah, it was gross on their part. It's awesome for me. Turns out that one was all talk just to fucking test me, and I was so pissed on that one.
They got you.
Down, like I'm way more conservative with my sex life. I'm not out there partying. I don't go to
stuff
parties.
was years ago.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not picking up chicks at bars anymore or anything. But at the same time, like at that time, one of my bucket lists was like orgy. Why the fuck not? Like. Honestly, I can't really think of like any time I've been turned down for sex. It wasn't just like an immediate thing where I was like I was trying to pick up this chick and she just wasn't biting. You know, I was going fishing, she wasn't biting.
I actually did. I can think of a couple others where I put it off because either I was nervous or I didn't catch on to what was happening.
I got one.
That's another thing that stopped. I guess for the other girls, it stopped it for them because I was just like either too young and awkward, or you know.
I had one where it was more pathetic and sad than it was anything.
I've got one of those.
But anyways, okay, so we went to this comic book convention, and this was my first time meeting a variety of people and stuff. And one of them came back to Portsmouth with us. I don't think she's a native or anything like that. I think she went back, like, afterwards she drove up with, like, one of the other guys and stuff that was staying in the house. But for some reason, she wanted to talk to me all night. She was talking to me all night about, like, all sorts of shit. Like, my life, my interests, and stuff like that. And so I was getting the vibe, like, and shit. So we were in my room, and she was like, can I sleep in here? And I was like, sure, yeah, like, blah, blah, blah. Like, we went to sleep. We started going to sleep, and I turned over to make the move. So, yeah. Like, and she, like, you know, she backs it off. She's like, no, I'm with this guy, and blah, 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 and all that stuff.
That's
blah,
very
blah,
strange.
I was like, oh, okay, so I really misread this situation and stuff. And I was like, do you want to cuddle? And so it was like, you know, it was like, we just like.
Why else would she
cuddle.
travel from a whole other town and go with some foreign people?
And she was like, and she really quickly was very abrupt. No. Like, that type of no. And I was like, I rolled over. And it was very awkward, like, going to sleep that night. It was a bit, like,
yeah.
I don't think it was like a fucking, like, you're a pathetic asshole type thing. I think that she was just on some sort of, like, explorative mission that no girl with me has ever been on. So, like, never was a part of this way of thinking. Like, I think she was just legit trying to get to know me.
Huh.
And that was just a place to sleep. It was right there. And she didn't think that there would be anything. So, like,
that is very strange.
I was like, yeah, it's very strange, but, like, yeah, okay.
There's
so,
all
yeah,
kinds of
like, that's a
strange
weird
people.
reason I've been turned down for sex.
Strange people out there, you know.
Yeah, that was weird shit, man. I think we're coming to an end on this. We're almost at an hour. This is the longest any of these.
Very promiscuous episode.
Yeah, very well. I mean, you know, we've got years to cover and shit. Like, fucking, there's some stories, man, and there's definitely shit we have not covered in this. Like,
Right.
Yeah, there's.
I mean, we already talked about fingers and buttholes. I mean, you covered most of them.
I have had sex in a lot of outdoor places. Like,
I thought you were about to say a lot of outdoor women.
Yes.
I'm like, been hitting up the lumberjanes.
And I mean I mean there's sex and then there's like stuff that's sexual that involves mouths and stuff that I've gotten in like a variety of situations. So yeah, I've got a few stories like that have not been covered here. And after this podcast, after this one goes out, I will no longer question why I'm single. Like this, I'll go ahead and
They're
let
gonna
this.
hear that.
I'll let this be a fucking nail in the coffin. So, I'll let this go ahead and be a nail in the coffin. If I ever get any after this, it'll be fucking amazing. I'll probably tweet about it, send pictures, I'll get sued, whatever.
Life's different nowadays.
Yeah, it's like, well, yeah, I mean,
older.
I'm older, like my priorities have changed.
Yeah,
I'm really trying to date for someone to eventually marry. Like, that's not my goal. Like, going into anything with a woman these days, I'm not like, all right, if I can't marry you, we're gonna break up. But like, I'm definitely looking for something. Not that I turned down.
On a lighter note,
like the idea of like going to like a one night thing, because sometimes people need company. But you know,
being in the relationship I am now, I'm like kind of glad I don't have to. I don't go through
it's
all
nice
these
to have
crazy
something
things
secure.
anymore.
Yeah,
you know?
like.
It's a lot nicer having someone to come home to than going out to find someone to bring home.
And if you've been together long enough, like, you can even be silly about it.
Oh yeah.
Like, treat initiating sex like a joke and still end up with the prize.
It's not like me and my significant other haven't actually talked about some of our stories. We've shared them, but like a good quote from Community is after a while, you stop looking for a place to hang your underwear and you start looking for a place to hang your hat.
Yeah, that's a really good
Chevy
one.
Chase.
Yeah, and that's kind of where I'm at now. Because the place for my underwear is in the corner behind my bathroom door, and then I move it to a hamper, and that's where my underwear is.
Where's your hat? On the wall.
My hat is right there on the wall. I got a place for both. Fuck it. Anyways, guys, thank you for joining us for Serious Shit. This episode got weird. Like, it got weird, it got funny, it got fun.
It got weird.
It got weird. Is that the episode for this now, or are we calling it Brothers Grimm? We'll talk about it afterwards. Again, my name is Vincent Herman, otherwise known as Vin The Human.
James Odle. I also go by Alpha Spectre.
And new to the podcast,
Travis Herman, Dr. T. Neal.
And we're glad to have you, man, for sure. Like, this is a tripod situation, for sure. If we can't have Mr. Bobbert Collins, Boba Fett, then it's great to know that we have a.
We should probably let him know that we always talk about him in every one sentence.
Oh yeah, like, I'm sure
he's like a memorial.
He listens to the episodes that he's not on when he was when he was still all in and shit. So I'm sure he's gonna follow along.
Yeah,
if he isn't, I'll be totally offended, and I'll bring it up in chat. And
it's
I'll
been a
like,
while since I've seen him, so you know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hit that fella up.
Another, like, he was a founding member of SMP. He was a founding member of this too.
Yeah.
This was again his idea. Yeah, again, this is his idea. And I got really passionate about it after listening to a 10-minute podcast. I was like, you know what? This fucking works. Just bullshitting podcast. So, anyways, all right. Thank you guys for listening. Did we do the whole... Did we do it? We didn't do it.
Spiel.
Type Sortamai into Facebook, Instagram, fucking Twitter,
SoundCloud, iTunes, whatever. Sortamai, and it's
you'll
us.
find us. Google it. You know, Sortamai on anything. You're listening to this somewhere. If you're listening to it there and you like this, if you made it this far, you liked it. So follow it. And comment. Let us know what you thought. Share some of your sex stories. We want to hear that for sure. Maybe we do a fucking shout-out episode. And we're like, oh, these are some sex stories that I got.
Guys, did you see the comment from so-and-so? They put all of us to shame.
Oh, yeah. Right. So, house us up in the comments down below.
We'll keep it anonymous upon request.
Yeah, thank you for listening. Not sure if we have an outro music by this point. Maybe being on these podcasts will give you more motivation.
How about this? Like,
all right.